In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on January 17, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Ole Miss versus LSU. The much-anticipated return of Southeastern Conference basketball action is set for Wednesday, featuring a compelling clash between the 22nd-ranked Ole Miss Rebels and the LSU Tigers. The Rebels, standing at 15-1 overall and 2-1 in conference play, are gearing up to face the 10-6 LSU squad. Ole Miss embarked on an impressive 13-0 run at the start of the season, securing victories against formidable opponents such as Alabama State, NC State, Memphis, and California, among others. Following a setback against Tennessee, the Rebels rebounded with wins over Florida and Vanderbilt. In their recent matchup against Vanderbilt, Ole Miss displayed dominance, establishing a 41-32 lead at halftime and ultimately sealing the game with a 69-56 triumph. Key contributors included Matthew Murrell with 24 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 steals, along with Alan Flanagan, who added 16 points and 8 assists. Contrastingly, the LSU Tigers navigated a more turbulent early season with a 6-5 record, including losses to Nicholls, Syracuse, and Texas. However, they found momentum with consecutive victories over Lamar, Northwestern State, Texas Agricultural and Mechanical, and Vanderbilt before succumbing to Auburn in their last outing. Despite a commendable effort in the second half against Auburn, where they outscored their opponents 44-42, the Tigers fell short with a final score of 93-78. Under the guidance of head coach Chris Beard, Ole Miss has experienced a remarkable turnaround, surpassing their win total from the previous season. With a dynamic roster featuring transfers complementing seniors Matthew Murrell and Yeeman Brakefield, the Rebels have proven to be a formidable force, even after the setback against Tennessee. On the defensive front, the Tigers are poised to match the Rebels' enthusiasm, ranking 9th in steals, 44th in opponent field goal percentage, and 51st in adjusted defensive efficiency. While excelling in shot blocking, LSU's defense has faced challenges in select matchups. The question remains whether Ole Miss will be the next team to exploit potential defensive vulnerabilities and deliver a standout performance. Betting on this outcome seems plausible, considering Ole Miss's proficiency in three-point shooting, boasting a team percentage over 40%. Additionally, their prowess in the paint, with a 59.6% rim field goal percentage, poses a significant challenge for LSU. Notably, Ole Miss emphasizes ball movement and minimizes turnovers, further enhancing their offensive efficiency. Despite the usual inclination to seek an angle against a ranked team or favor an underdog, the odds reflect the respect given to Ole Miss. The 22nd ranked team, with a 15-1 record, enters the game as a 2.5-point underdog. Ole Miss has demonstrated resilience away from home, boasting a 4-1 record in away and neutral site games. Furthermore, LSU has struggled against Ole Miss in recent encounters, losing their previous matchup 82-69. While the Tigers have demonstrated their ability to rise to the occasion against formidable opponents, the line appears to show them undue respect. Ole Miss, with a solid track record on both ends of the court, provides an enticing option with a free 2.5-point spread. Consequently, the Ole Miss Rebels to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Examining LSU's defensive performance against quality offenses reveals vulnerabilities, with 80-plus points conceded to Wake Forest, Texas, and Auburn. In contrast, Ole Miss, ranked 44th in offensive efficiency, is poised to capitalize on their three-point shooting capabilities. This proficiency may result in an early lead for Ole Miss, distancing themselves from the Tigers. With a faster-paced style of play, LSU aims to control the tempo, preventing Ole Miss from running away with the game. Leveraging their defensive capabilities, the Tigers anticipate turning over the Rebels, leading to fast break opportunities. This strategic approach allows LSU to feel more at ease in their half-court offense, opting for quality inside looks at the rim, where they attempt 42.4% of their shots. Ole Miss heavily relies on their offense, boasting a commendable 44th rank in offensive efficiency and averaging 114 points per 100 possessions. Their shooting accuracy, at 46.8% from the field, positions them favorably at 79th in the country. Contrary to the conventional strategy of fading a team on the road, Ole Miss has excelled away from home this season, averaging 78 points per game in their 5 away and neutral site contests. LSU, with a 57th rank in adjusted tempo, aligns with the high-paced offensive style of Ole Miss. As both teams engage in what promises to be a fast-paced matchup, the game's total is likely to surpass expectations. Therefore, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Creighton versus Connecticut. The marquee matchup unfolds in the Big East this Wednesday night as the 18th-ranked Creighton Blue Jays clash with the top-seeded Connecticut Huskies. The anticipation is high as these two teams, both featured in the top 25, face off in what promises to be an exciting contest. Creighton recently secured a nail-biting victory at home against St. John's, narrowly escaping with a 66-65 win, albeit failing to cover the 6.5-point spread as favorites. Similarly, Connecticut claimed a home victory against Georgetown with an 80-67 scoreline, falling short of covering the 21.5-point spread as heavy favorites. Notably, their matchups from the previous season resulted in a split, with the home team emerging victorious in each instance. The Blue Jays commenced the season with an impressive 9-2 record, with their only defeats coming at the hands of Colorado State and UNLV. However, they faced setbacks against Villanova and Marquette in consecutive games before rebounding with victories over Georgetown, Providence, DePaul, and St. John's in their subsequent 4 outings. The recent St. John's clash saw Creighton leading 35-30 at halftime, but they had to withstand a 35-31 deficit in the second half to secure the 66-65 triumph. Key contributors in this matchup included team leading scorer Ryan Kalkbrenner, who recorded 18 points and 9 rebounds, and Baylor Sherman, who contributed with 17 points and 12 rebounds. On the Connecticut side, their season kicked off with an impressive 7-game winning streak, only to be halted by a loss to Kansas. Since then, they have maintained an 8-1 record, with their only loss coming against Seton Hall. Notable victories during this stretch include wins over North Carolina, Pine Bluff, Gonzaga, St. John's, DePaul, Butler, Xavier, and Georgetown. In their most recent game against Georgetown, Connecticut secured a 80-67 win after entering halftime with a 40-31 advantage. Alex Karabin led the scoring with 26 points and 5 boards, while Cam Spencer contributed 20 points and 7 rebounds. The upcoming Big East clash between the 18th-ranked Creighton and top-ranked Connecticut is a highly anticipated event. Notably, Creighton has had the upper hand in recent matchups, boasting a 6-1 straight-up record in the last 7 meetings. Both teams are currently in good form, but the prevailing sentiment is to favor Creighton in this scenario, taking into account various factors. One significant consideration is the contrasting styles of play, with Creighton possessing the 13th-ranked defense, limiting opponents to 94 points per 100 possessions, while Connecticut boasts the 3rd-best offensive efficiency, averaging 123 points per 100 possessions. This defensive prowess positions Creighton as a strong contender to keep the game close, especially with the questionable status of Connecticut's 4th-best scorer, Donovan Clingan, listed with a foot injury. As such, the Creighton Blue Jays to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The contrasting tempos of both teams further contribute to the intrigue of the matchup. Connecticut, ranked 320th in tempo nationally, prefers a deliberate and methodical pace to optimize their offensive opportunities. Conversely, Creighton's 257th-ranked tempo suggests a similarly measured approach. In their recent game against St. John's, the total was set at 153.5 points, but the teams fell significantly short, combining for only 131 points. Creighton's strategic use of a 7-footer like Kalkbrenner and their emphasis on defensive efficiency, evident in their past 6 games going under the total, reinforces the expectation of a slow-paced, defensively oriented contest. Greg McDermott's coaching acumen and the historical low scoring averages in the previous year's matchups further emphasize Creighton's capability to disrupt Connecticut's offensive rhythm. Connecticut's willingness to engage in lower scoring games is evident in their 320th ranked adjusted tempo, utilizing only 65.2 possessions per 40 minutes. Similarly, Creighton's 257th ranked tempo reflects their preference for a measured offensive approach. Building on this trend, the under has proven profitable in Creighton's last 7 conference games. In essence, Creighton has the tools to transform this matchup into a defensive battle, potentially turning the game into a closely contested affair. As a result, our full game total pick leans towards the under, anticipating a hard-fought, low-scoring encounter. Mississippi State versus Kentucky. The upcoming Southeastern Conference matchup between the Mississippi State Bulldogs and the Kentucky Wildcats is set to unfold on Wednesday night at Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. The Bulldogs, having lost 2 of their last 3 games, will be facing the Wildcats, who have secured victories in 6 of their last 7 matchups. Mississippi State's recent performance has been marked by a degree of inconsistency, although they have faced formidable opponents in their past few outings. 2 games ago, they clinched a hard-fought victory against Tennessee with a final score of 77-72. However, in their most recent encounter against Alabama, they fell short, succumbing to an 82-74 defeat. Although trailing by only 2 points at halftime, Alabama managed to pull away in the second half. Currently averaging 75 points, Mississippi State's defense is conceding an average of 65 points per game, ranking 38th in college basketball. The upcoming game against Kentucky will test the Bulldogs' defensive capabilities, and they are set to face Vanderbilt in their subsequent matchup. Kentucky, on the other hand, has enjoyed a successful season overall but is coming off a recent loss in their previous game against Texas Agricultural and Mechanical. Despite the defeat, Antonio Reeves stood out as the top performer for Kentucky, contributing 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. Over the season, Kentucky has maintained an average of 91 points while allowing 76 points per game on defense. The team's offensive strategy revolves around a fast-paced approach, but their defense has encountered challenges at times. Antonio Reeves, with an average of 19 points, boasts impressive shooting percentages of 50.8% from the field and 42.7% from beyond the three-point line. As they enter the upcoming game following an overtime loss, Kentucky remains a strong contender, currently ranked number 8 in the country. With an offensive output of 91 points per game and a field goal percentage of 49.3%, the Wildcats present a formidable challenge. However, their defensive vulnerabilities are evident, and Mississippi State's recent struggles, particularly allowing 82 points to Alabama, may play into Kentucky's favor. Given these factors, the Kentucky Wildcats to win and cover the spread as the favorites is our full game side pick. Examining the team statistics, Mississippi State has been averaging 75 points per game, along with 38.8 rebounds and 14.8 assists. Their defensive efforts have limited opponents to 65 points per game. Key player Talos Smith is contributing 17 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 1 assist per game. Shooting percentages for Mississippi State include 45.2% from the field, 71% on free throws, and 32% on three-pointers. In contrast, the Wildcats boast impressive offensive numbers, averaging 91 points, 39.2 rebounds, and 18.3 assists per game. However, their defensive unit has allowed an average of 76 points per game. Star player Antonio Reeves stands out with averages of 19 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 1.4 assists per game. Kentucky's shooting percentages include 49.3% from the field, 73.8% on free throws, and 39.8% on three-pointers. With these statistics in mind, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.